Hey guys, welcome to the Whole and Wellness Show, episode 2020. I'm really excited about this particular episode because it's like 2 times 10, 20. So we're talking all about personal goal setting. What goals should I set? That's what we're going to talk about on this edition. We're going to look at the different kinds of goals that anyone and you could be setting, and what goals should you set, especially because this particular episode is very strategic. This is the end of the first 9 months of the year 2020, and we are stepping into the last lap, the last 90 days, last quarter of the year. And so one of the questions that is coming up, like things that are, going on right now is all about goal setting. So let's talk about it on this show as well, because we are all about improving our lives, improving every area of our lives and our health, whole and wellness. So my name is Chibwama Milechukwu. If we're just meeting, Chibwama Milechukwu from chibwamamilechukwu.com. I'm a pharmacist and I work with you to control your blood pressure better so you don't have to rely on so many drugs and so many things that may not be working for you. Yeah, so if you are new on our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to push the bell notification so you always get notified whenever we go live or we share any of our educational videos. So what is it about goal setting? Truth is, I believe that every single person has heard the word goals or has set goals before. I want to believe that. But what kind of goals should you be setting? But usually when it comes to goal setting, most of us, we think in terms of financial goals, yes or no. I too, of course, have always thought, oh, it's all about the money, right? But of course, there is more to life. So let's look at the different aspects of goals. If you of goals, so you could be setting financial goals or career goals, or maybe it's family goals, relationship goals, or some people it's body goals. So what kind of goals have you set for yourself? And if you're wondering what goal is, a goal is simply like a set or defined task or an end game for you. So what exactly is your end game? And let me state that it's not a goal if it's not written down. There's this particular book by Brian Tracy that I read, and the title is Goals. That book was very, very good. It really covered some studies about people who set goals, that people who don't write it down, chances of ever fulfilling it or having it fulfilled is very slim. And that stuck with me. So I always write. If you've seen any of our previous videos where I shared my Power Money routine, you would see that I have a whole lot of journals. And I even still have journals here, but I can't just pick everything and show you. So you must write. But let's go back to personal goal setting. Why are we even talking about it now? Did I add health goals to the list? Now, chances are for most people, you probably have health goals at the bottom of the list. But should it be so? Of course, for some people, body goals as well. So body goals is like people who are trying to get bikini body or figure eight, lose the belly fat or maybe weight loss, and that's a body goal. But this year 2020 has been so unpredictable, it has been so dramatic, and a lot of things have happened, especially around COVID and the pandemic, and it's become very obvious to us what life is, that life is really so sacred, and in 1 minute it could be gone. And so most people are beginning to think more of course, in terms of health goals as well. So what kind of goals should I set? I would say go for it. Like, yes, this year 2020 has really thrown a whole lot of things off balance. I personally joined a particular challenge. We started 2 days ago. Today's day 3. Is the TEDx challenge by Grant Cardone. For me, that is all about helping me, my personal life, right? Personal development and business goals to really be able to 10x it. Although he says 10x your life, 10x your business. For me, it's everything encompassing, right? So that is something I have joined for the next 10 days. So it's the next 7 days, since today's day 3, to help me with that aspect of my life. But then there are also other aspects. So what are you doing to help you with the next 90 days? Because trust me, at the end of 2020, by December 31st, you want to look back and say, in the midst of all this, in the midst of the pandemic, we survived the pandemic, but we also crushed these particular goals. So, what kinds of goals should you set? Just name it. What do you want? What would you rather have on December 31st? Those are the things that you should pen down as goals. So, in what areas would you love to really, really crush it December 31st? Pen it down as goals, right? And if health goals are top on your list, and really for most people, you know what we found? The pandemic kind of made it very obvious that health is paramount, and being in the best state of health at all times like really really pays off, because people who have already pre-existing conditions, who are on medications every single day, say appeared to be more prone to COVID-19 complications by virtue of that. People who had maybe asthma already, or hypertension, diabetes, who were overweight, who were immunocompromised, So it kind of put that beam light on state of health. And more people are beginning to think in terms of, okay, I really need to work on my health. And in the past few months as well, what we've noticed is more people actually reaching out to say, I want to work on my health. And if that's you and your health goals are high up the list, maybe immediately on the financial goals, your health goals are there, and you're thinking, I want to better control my blood pressure or better control my blood sugar, then of course, feel free to reach out to us. I'm also going to drop our link here so you can book a free strategy session. Funny, do you know what? Speaking about this, it just occurred to me that like tomorrow, which is 1st of October, we have 3 strategy sessions all booked. People already saying, hey, I want to fix this part of my life. I want to fix it before the end of 2020. We had so many people sign up for our programs in September. So it's like everyone is just thinking, I want to crush this year before the end of this year. If that's you, of course, feel free to book a strategy session with us, and we will be able to work with you to literally hold your hands, not literally, to practically hold your hands throughout the journey as you better improve your blood pressure, or maybe fight palpitations. Like you have someone who wants to fight palpitations. Definitely set it as a goal, because you know what happens when you set it as a goal, it's easy for you to hit it. And that's one of the things we're learning at the challenge as well. Grant says, so let me share this tip with you. Whatever goals it is you're setting, whether it's health. So I've just said, if you're setting health goals around BP control, book a free session with us. We will be glad to help you through the goal setting and even hitting the goals, right? But whatever goals it is, the one thing that we are learning is to write it down. So that's what Grant says he does. I've read that from his books. I've read over 3 of his books. I'm a Grant Cardone fan. I've read Be Obsessed. I've read the 10x rule. I've also read, there's another one, I think, if you're not first, you're last. I think I've read that as well. So those are 3 of his books. So I'd heard him say that, like I'd read that he writes his goals down twice a day. But during the challenge, he now said he writes it some days 3 times a day. So how does he do it? Once he wakes up in the morning, he writes down his goals. So, and he writes it in present tense. So it's like, I have this, I already have achieved this. So he writes it in those terms. And then last thing at night, he also writes it down, right? And then the third time he writes it down is during when he has a setback, or when there is a disappointment. That is like he now pulls out his pen and paper and he writes his goal again in present terms, helping him to focus on the goal even though he's just had a setback. And that totally stuck with me, and maybe that's why we're even talking about goal setting here, because it's so powerful. It puts your eyes on the prize. So even if it's your financial goals, you want to hit what, $5,000, $10,000, 4 million at the end of the month, write it down. I have 10 million at the end of the month. Write it in that present tense. Or I want better blood pressure control. Write it. Like, I want to be able to achieve normal numbers without the use of drugs. Write it down, and the more you're writing it, what happens is you start to feel it, you start to see it, and it's easier for you to actually go for it. And truth is, 90 days is more than sufficient time for you to hit it. We tell our people 90 days, but what happens is most of them within 3 weeks, they are doing things that they never could do. That makes you wonder, was there anything wrong with you before you joined the program? One lady who had had high blood pressure for 10 years, had been on drugs for 10 years since 2010. She's just 3 weeks into the program, and she wants to go for a pill review with her doctor because her BP is dropping. And it's like, ma'am, are you sure you were on any drugs before you came here? That is the power of, and we also teach them how to write these things down, how to say it and have it even as you're working towards your goal. That is the power of setting it as a goal. Imagine that woman, definitely in 90 days, she's definitely going to crush that goal. So if that's also you, I hope that you find the strength and the inspiration and the write down your goals tonight immediately after seeing this video, and feel free to share with us which of the goals are topmost on your list and which are you going to be hitting by December 31st. I really love to see this, and let's connect in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to share this video if you found it useful. Make sure that you share and that you let us know in the comments which of the goals you're going to be hitting by December 31st. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you. All right, don't forget to book a session if you really love to be a part of, if you love us to be a part of your hitting your health goals before December 31st.